This is Always Talking with Adesoa Lato. Today, I am talking with the Chief of Staff to Edo State Government, Honorable Saibovo Iyoha. Sir, you're welcome on the program.
Thank you. Adesoa.
So nice to have you today on my program.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah.
It's my pleasure. All right, sir. As one who has been in Edo politics for a long time, and as the Chief of Staff to Edo State Government, you will agree with me that there has been issues of factions in the party, different political parties. And this has started from, it's not just in this administration, it has been ongoing for a while with different administrations. And this has led to crisis where we have different, two or more, aspirants emerging as their party's candidates, thereby causing problems here and there. What does this portend to our politics of today? How do we come out of this?
Well, thank you for having me, like I said.
You're welcome, sir.
The issue of, should I call it factions or bringing out four different candidates for the same party?
Yes.
It goes to show that the political parties are derived from the same flawed Nigerian system that has brought, you can see it showing in our education sector, be it the health sector, everything that's in decay right now in Nigeria. It transcends to the political parties, because people running the political parties are Nigerians too. So it's a pity that I can actually trace the origin of all this. So it's still a fallback on the military psyche that came with us coming into 1999. Because many people did not believe that democracy was going to thrive, because we thought the military was going to come back. So you had a whole lot of people not interested in the process because they didn't trust that the military would hand over. So those that got involved initially were those people that turned themselves to politicians as a profession. So when you had those kind of characters who quickly occupied these parties, then they turned themselves to professional politicians. They saw it as their abode, their home, and they saw it as their personal property. Even when they knew that the majority of the people were not participating. So among those few that were participating, they turned themselves to overlords. So it wasn't about democracy at all. They became autocrats. And so everybody was subjected to whatever they were going to do. So they could sit down in their houses and call themselves super leaders, whatever they say.
They say it's final.
Is what goes. So that is how we found ourselves here. But the paradigm has changed. You can see what is going on in the country today. The people now realize that their votes count. It was what they were using to deceive the people before. Your vote doesn't count. Whether you vote, you vote, it's a lie. We are now telling people, come out, your votes count. The only time your votes do not count is when you don't come out. Because when you don't come out, there are people that are going to vote on your behalf. So when you come out to exercise your franchise, there is no way they can change it. And I must commend INEC too. INEC has brought some degree of confidence into the system. The people now believe that their votes will count. And their votes count. So then it's a good thing that they're coming out. The issues of primaries, we also like the way INEC and the National Assembly, with the Electoral Act that has been passed and all that. Whatever illegality was done by producing two candidates, of course, the issue of primaries is a party thing. So by the time they go through all the judicial, the laws of the parties will be upheld and the laws of the land will be upheld, and then we will straighten up and have one candidate per party, because only one person can be a candidate.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. Thank you so much for answering that question. Governor Godwin Obaseki, during his second term election, won overwhelmingly, because of his antecedents. He did well for the people, so people voted him for a second term. Will this replicate itself in the 2023 general election coming up soon for the Senate, the House of Reps, the House of Assembly? Will it replicate itself, the victory for the party, especially now that we have this obedient movement? What are the chances of the PDP?
You recognize
this?
Of
course, they are obedient.
Yeah, but politics is dynamic.
Yes, sir.
Like you mentioned, the governor won overwhelmingly.
Yes.
And as a matter of fact, Edo people love Godwin Obaseki.
Exactly.
Because he has changed the face of government.
The narratives, yes.
The people have realized that you can actually govern, make impact noiselessly. And that's why they call him wait and see.
Wait and see, governor.
And you also realize that in 2023, Obaseki is not going to election. Obaseki is not going to another election.
Not going.
So every election has its own dynamics.
Okay.
You understand? And you acknowledge also that there is a movement out there.
Do PDP stand a chance?
Yes, of course. The PDP is going to produce the next president of Nigeria. I have no doubt in my mind.
Okay.
You understand? So the obedient thing, I know it will fade away. Fades away because.
But it's a movement, and it's.
Yes, it is a movement. Yes,
the support is very strong.
It's like Parliament. The minority will have their say, but the majority will have their way.
Their way.
You understand? You have to look at the numbers. Okay. What are the numbers?
Okay.
You win election. Election is a game of numbers. You win election by numbers. So you have to look at your map. Okay. If you look at the map today, you find out what is the number of registered voters, the North against the South. Okay. And how does the North and how does the South vote? You understand? Yes. So Obi is going to have a good outing, but he's not going to win. He's going to have a good outing in a couple of places. Okay. You understand? But we are PDP in Edo, and we are veteran politicians. So we will know where to get our votes from, so that our candidate of PDP will win. But what I like about this whole exercises, the youths are coming out.
Coming out to see more people.
Yes, we hear them say obedient, but they will tell you that they are not members of Labour Party.
Exactly.
So they are not actually saying that their party is
they are not
going to
interested
win.
in the party.
It's the person that they are voting for. So we are going to have a very good outing. The PDP is going to come out victorious at the elections. I have no doubt in my mind. And it's going to be a very, very good showing. So what we want to keep on encouraging the youths and people to come out, register and vote. And vote. Their franchise. I've never seen a place where people play with their votes. Because one, a prerequisite for getting citizenship in advanced countries, when they do the right their tests, you have to make a pledge that you are going to vote at the election before they grant you citizenship. Okay. Yes, I know. Okay. You understand? It's a requirement in the United Kingdom, it's a requirement in the Republic of Ireland, it's a requirement in Canada, it's even in the US. Before you get this in, when you write it, you must promise that you are going to exercise your franchise. So, in a country of over 200 million people, we should be able to choose the kind of leader that we want. So we're happy that they are coming out. We want to encourage them that they should keep on coming out. The government of Edo State is doing a lot to make sure that our
vote counts. People come out and that our vote count this
time. Before now, the ratio of the votes at the every elections compared to the ratio of registered voters or our population is very, very poor. And we hope we can improve on this time. I know we'll improve on it.
Thank you so much, sir. So I'm very glad talking with the Chief of Staff today because I'm getting to know that the one candidate will emerge in different political parties, especially the PDP, because I'm not interested. I'm with the Chief of Staff to Edo State Government, and he's a chieftain of the PDP. So we're particular about PDP right now. We want our candidates to come out so that we'll begin to meet with them and talk to them because we have a program, Meet the Candidates. So, Chief of Staff, thank you so much for for granting us this
I want to add,
okay,
let me add something.
Okay.
The issue of PDP primaries,
yes, sir,
is very straight.
Okay.
It's like writing an examination.
Okay.
When you write your NECO, who is going to give you a certificate? Is it not NECO?
It's NECO. NECO.
Is it possible for JAM to come and give you, JAM that did not conduct an exam,
it's not possible.
to come and give you a certificate? So the issue of candidature is very, very clear.
Okay.
The National Working Committee is the organ that runs a political party.
Okay.
The National Working Committee sends people to come and run primaries.
Okay.
And it's very clear, the primaries of a party are conducted by the party. The only job INEC has is monitoring, to monitor
the process of that.
They do not
primary
even
election.
have a column to sign on. Okay. They don't attest to the results. The word is very clear according to the Electoral Act. It's monitoring.
Okay, so why does it seem like we're waiting for INEC to...
So, it is the party that, it is the party's process.
Okay.
So the party sent people to come and run the primaries. Tell the people to give you the results. Of course, the results is going to come from the party. So whoever the party has certified, and he brings the result out that Mr. A scored 15 and Mr. B scored 14, and by this vote, Mr. A has won the election. Let the other people bring out. So if INEC, the only job the party has is to notify INEC 14 days to also say that we are holding our primaries at so and so place on the today's second. You have to notify INEC today that today's second. No, today's fourth. Today's fourth. So you must notify if you are going to hold the primaries on the 18th. Yes. 4 plus 14, that's 18. Yes. That's 2 weeks. You must give them that notice 2 weeks ahead that you are holding primaries on the 18th. That is the only duty the party owes INEC. If INEC does not come to conduct, maybe because they do not have transportation, or maybe the person that is sent to conduct has a fever and is in hospital, it is not the headache of the party. And it does not render the process null and void that they did not come. Festus Okoye, the spokesman of INEC, made that allusion in one of his videos. So that the INEC that we wrote to as PDP did not show up, does not invalidate our process. But you can see from what has happened here that our resident electoral commissioner in Edo has been compromised. Because he is the person now writing results.
And that ought not to be.
He is writing results, which is criminal.
Wow.
Because they have told you to come and monitor a process. You decided not to come to the venue. And then you are going to another venue.
Went to other venues.
Who conducted it in the other venues? Have we asked, were those people sent by the National Working Committee? No.
No.
So
INEC went on their own.
INEC went on their own to a different venue and said they monitored an exercise that was not conducted by those sent. We had,
and on the venues
there were letters. It was on national newspapers. It was widely circulated where they stated those that were eligible to conduct these primaries. And wherever they go to, they go with their letters of appointment by the PDP to come and conduct A primaries for House of Assembly, B primaries for House of Rep, C primaries for Senate. They all were here in Edo. And they even went to INEC with their letters. So if the resident electoral commissioner now allows himself to be used as a tool to scuttle legitimate primaries, he will have his own day to answer to those kind of mischievous activities. So it is now INEC's duty to decide to actually call to question the behavior of the Edo rec. Because we do not know why he decided to allow himself to be used to try to destabilize and cause problem in Edo PDP. And I know that the PDP is going to take this up because we should not allow this kind of reckless behavior from an individual who is supposed to be an umpire. He has now turned himself to a 12th player for one of the teams. that is here. But however, we have confidence in the National Working Committee of the party. We have confidence in our presidential candidate to bring all this rancor to an end, so that we can all move forward in the same direction. Because we have general elections to go to, and the House divided itself against itself. They cannot stand. So I want to thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
I'm here, and I'm sorry I kept you.
No problem. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. The Chief of Staff has done justice to these questions and topics today. Thanks a lot, sir, for your time.
Thank you.
All right, sir. Thank you so much, the Chief of Staff to Edo State Government, Saigbovo Yoha. He's been talking to us about our candidates whom we'll be having very soon on the program. We're talking with Adeso Alato, Meet the Candidates. Wait for it, it's coming soon.